stream. Appreciate it. We're coming to you live from Melbourne, Florida. Right here, this GMC Sierra, that belongs to the mayor of the city of Melbourne, Paul Alfrey. He has been running, if you've been following my channel, he's been running for me ever since I exposed his corruption, where he voted on a resolution and signed the resolution that gave $500,000 of federal money to Space Coast Habitat for Humanity, and then Space Coast Habitat for Humanity ended up using the mayor's roofing company as a subcontractor, paying the mayor nearly $10,000 of that federal money that he voted for and that he signed the resolution. So he's finally here. There's been 2 city council meetings that I've attended. The last 2 I've been here. That's really weird that the mayor, who lives here in the city of Melbourne, comes to less meetings than a YouTuber from New York that lives 1,000 miles away. But again, he's here, so we will be speaking during public comment, so we're gonna go do that right now. We're gonna head over there right now. How you guys doing today? Please hit that like button and share this video anywhere you can on social media so it can be seen by as many people as possible. Appreciate all your support. Thank you all for the congratulations on 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. We have 450,000 approximately on Facebook, 300,000 on Instagram, 500,000 on TikTok. So we are growing, as we the people are growing as a platform. Hopefully I don't get thrown out again. First time I ever came here, the law enforcement officers threw me out. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hey, how are you? Hey, how you doing?
Good. Go.
Got more stuff. Oh.
Yeah, I can watch it.
I don't have any.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You got belt on?
No.
Oh. You good?
And the sign-up sheet is with the officer inside, right?
Yes. Give it to him, but it's right on the wall right there to kill.
Okay. We'll make sure we sign up.
Thank you.
Let's see, we have our sign-up form here. There's the mayor right there. How you doing? I didn't fill it out yet. Here, I'm gonna point that towards my direction. Today's date? Sorry. 25th. The topic is going to be the mayor's corruption. Audit. And that's it.
Thanks, sir.
Yep, thank you. Oh, let's sit in the front. Bet you he didn't think I was gonna show up again today. Look at him smiling at me. Look at him, he's nervous. He is nervous. It's so hard to hold this steady. My gimbal broke. Just try and hold it as steady as you can, okay? Like that. All the different councilmen and women here. Paul's friend, also friend with a developer here, Larry Jarnes, who's friends with the mayor, just did some recent records requests. Mark LaRusso, who posts pictures of naked women, even though he's married, on his councilman Facebook page. Told me to go back to Long Island. Another friend of the mayor, city attorney, city manager.
Before we begin the meeting, let me review the procedures for the meeting. If you'd like to speak, complete a request to speak form located in the entrance to the council chamber. To submit the completed form at the sergeant at arms. When your name has been called, use the microphone at the lectern on the audience's right and either state your name and address or your name and city. Speak to the city council of the body. Do not address the mayor or city council members individually.
Oh, I will. I will address you individually. Hey, look, it's Justice. She handles all my public records requests. Justice. It's very nice.
Or oppose a quasi-judicial matter will be permitted up time as reasonably determined by the city council to create a record for the city council. Any person who makes a personal and perjured slanderous remarks or becomes boisterous and disrespectful while addressing the city council
Boisterous
will be ordered to leave the council chamber.
and
Thank you for joining
disrespectful.
us this evening. We'll begin with the invocation. If you wish to participate, please stand. Tonight will be Reverend David Young of the St. Paul Lutheran Church.
Let's get a good shot of everybody here. A lot of people here today.
Creator of all, we gather tonight as leaders and members of this community, seeking guidance and wisdom as we discuss and decide on matters that impact our city. Grant us open ears.
Yeah, only
to
nice
listen,
words allowed,
open
Dan.
minds to consider, and open hearts to serve. May our decisions reflect compassion, justice, and equity, benefiting all members of our community, the haughty and the hungry, the privileged and the poor, those with homes and those seeking shelter. May we prioritize
Yeah, I don't know why they
the
do
well-being of
this.
all,
I mean,
especially the most vulnerable.
There's never an
Bless all
imam here
who have
or a
attended this
rabbi
meeting,
or
and may our collective efforts
any
bring
other
prosperity,
religion.
peace, and unity to our city. And may it be so. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend David Young. Do you want to pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Mr. McGill.
Councilmember Bassett.
Something tells me this officer is going to try and remove me for exercising my First Amendment rights.
Mayor Alford.
And I am here.
Yeah, who adjudicates nice words is right.
Presentation, I have at least one.
Justice. She works for the city clerk's office. He's actually very nice. And I believe this is the city clerk, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Kevin. So it's been 2 meetings that the mayor has been running from the people, running from the corruption and criminal conduct that he's been engaging in.
Mr. James Gill, come on up.
You could even just hold it like this or something, like 2 hands.
Yep.
Make sure you get Paul in it, all right?
This is the presentation of the Volunteer Milestone of Service Award for James Hill for 20 years of service on the Code Enforcement Board. You began your volunteer service in December of 2004. Through the past 2 decades, Mr. Till demonstrated the spirit of volunteerism, giving his time, energy, and skills to serve. His service represents what it means to be a member of the community. And we thank you for your dedication. And you know, you've been here for a long time and you've served the city. A lot of people are not aware of what the service requires and, you know, the endless, you know, just giving. And you don't get paid for it. You just come here and you do the best you can. So I want to give this little token of the appreciation. It's 20 years. That's what you get. That's it.
You get jail, Mayor. That's what you get.
I just want
You get an
everybody to know
indictment.
the code board does do a really good job keeping the city safe for all occupants. I have tonight with me my wife of 50 years. We just celebrated last month. I have my 3 children and 4 of my grandchildren.
He's as corrupt as they come, and I have the evidence to back it up, so
But if you guys would stand,
he's
I'd appreciate
defamed
it.
me.
And let everybody see it.
He's stolen the money from our pockets, federal tax dollars, to enrich himself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Here, real quick, come here. Counsel, you want to come down?
photo op.
Come on, guys. Yeah.
Every politician loves a good photo op. There you go. Let's get him. He's a friend of the mayor's, this guy. He's the vice mayor, he's a friend of the mayor. Also involved with Larry Jarnes, the building developer. She smiles a lot. I don't know why. Mark LaRusso, another friend of the mayor's. Everybody who's a friend of the mayor is suspect for criminal activity, in my opinion. Because that's all the mayor. And did you hear his little speech in the beginning? How you have to say nice words.
Next up, we have our service awards for our employees. And so we have two that we are honoring tonight. And we'll start off, we have 125 years.
I should have brought an
of
award for
service
the
and one
mayor,
30 years of
America's most
service.
corrupt mayor.
And just so you know, we'll call you up one at a time, but don't leave right away because then we'll bring you both back up together and get a picture with council. So we'll start off with 25 years of service. We have Rick Smith. So if you can come on up here. And so Rick Smith.
Nice words, so he wants us to lie. Exactly, Kelly.
Traffic Operations Division. And has more than 40 years devoted to keeping.
Can you imagine the nerve of this mayor still not resigning after he has been caught stealing,
where he developed the precision
funneling
and
really
that would guide his life
almost $10,000 of federal money he voted for. He signed the resolution
he brought his expertise
to his roofing company, which I heard is, you know,
signal technician.
it's gone down the drain
From his early days
since
in a small office at the Apollo Police
his
Department
brother
to his
unfortunately
promotion to
passed away.
Senior signal technician in 2017. He's been the heart of the city's
Yeah, the mayor has a
evolution
speech impediment,
in
and he's
signal-
married. Well,
signal
he has
maintenance,
a
signal
he is
operation.
married, but he has a
So he's
Brazilian
seen the system
mistress
develop
who's
from the
apparently a
days of
princess from
mechanical
Brazil.
timers
That's what he
to
tells everybody. At
fiber-connected
least that's what I'm
advanced
told.
traffic management systems.
And
And that's what keeps
she's
the
apparently a
knowledge roads
Brazilian
and
princess
the
who's worth
traffic
billions of
flowing
dollars.
smoothly today.
She used to sit
So
right
Rick
here
has
all the
personally
time
maintained or
in the front
upgraded
row
nearly
before I
every
started coming to the
signalized
meetings,
intersection in the city.
and now she doesn't come
Still at
anymore.
67 or there's more now?
She doesn't come
69,
anymore.
yes,
She told me she was
69.
gonna sue me. I hope you have a lot of money.
And his work with DOT,
Yeah.
that's Florida Department of Transportation, Brevard County, and city departments has improved safety, efficiency,
The
and
face of a
reliability
corrupt
for every
mayor right
driver,
there. Look at him.
pedestrian, and Melbourne.
Look at him.
So, Rick takes pride in keeping up with technology, training.
I don't know if she has a
technicians, and
sister,
getting the city going again
but I
after
think
a
she's
storm.
worth billions of
So for
pesos, not
25
dollars.
years,
So
Rick's commitment, skill, and service have helped keep Melbourne moving forward, and we thank him for his dedication and his lasting impact to our city. And he is retiring soon, and so he's retiring in January of this year. And I wanted to point out that his wife Kathy was able to make it tonight.
yeah, no airport duty
She had
today.
to move mountains, I think, to be here tonight. But thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for letting us have him for 25 years. So with that, I'll turn it over. You want to speak, or?
Real quick, this is a little token of our appreciation for 25 years of service, and if you'll say a few words, it'd be nice.
I just appreciate the recognition. It's been a privilege to work for the city of Melbourne, a great organization. I'm sure things will keep moving when I'm gone. So thanks again.
Lots changed. Wait. Okay. Yes. If you just want to sit closer, walk back up, sorry about that. And next up is 30 years of service, and that's Elizabeth Rich. 30 years.
30 years. That sounds like the mayor's prison sentence.
So Elizabeth is a native Melbournian, I guess that's really a word. E.G., okay. Who went to work after high school serving her community as a Brevard County Sheriff Emergency Dispatcher from 1990 to 1995. sorry. I realized I was talking without the microphone. I'm loud anyway. So she came to work for the City of Melbourne Police Department's Emergency Call Center on Apollo Boulevard in November of 1995 as an emergency dispatcher. After 11 years in total as an emergency dispatcher, Elizabeth wanted a position that was less emotionally stressful and better for her young family. So in April of 2001, she started in Fleet Management Division as a clerical assistant position. In a clerical position. She worked for 4 different fleet managers and has seen a lot of advancements.
A bootlicking
no
ceremony.
longer having to log all the daily fuel transactions by hand, or having to stamp every single invoice for every.
We are signed up. We signed up to speak during public comment. Apparently, you have to be very nice to public servants that are corrupt. We signed up with the law enforcement officer here. They have new rules where they say you have to be nice and you don't address them directly.
And she plans to be here until 2031.
I'm sorry.
And so her husband has joined us tonight in honoring of Elizabeth's 30 years of service, and thank you for sharing her with us.
Okay. O'Galley, right?
O'Galley.
So, yeah, so anyway, how many years you got left? Quite a few? 6 more years, that'd be 36. So 30 years, want to say a few words? You're gonna have to. No, I know you, I figured you would, but yeah, please come up and get a picture. This is a little token for 30 years. It's not much, but
There's a gift card.
there's a gift card in it. No.
It better be more than $10,000 that you stole.
We're going to balance it out.
We're gonna balance it out.
Balance it out, well.
Moving on to item number 5, approval of the minutes, November 13th workshop and regular city council.
Mayor, I move for approval of the minutes from last workshop and council meeting.
I have a motion by Mr. Smith and Ms. Kennedy. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? I vote aye and that motion passes. Moving on to 6, city manager report.
Yes, I want to point out that the city manager's report that is in your agenda package has quite a few upcoming events, and so if you could pay attention, just browse through there so you know what's coming up, such as tree lightings and various meetings that are going on. Also, that's in the written report is during a routine inspection of our bridges, Florida Department of Transportation contacted us that the Apollo Bridge crossing of O'Galley River had damage caused by fires being set underneath it. There's not imminent danger, but we do need to act.
Public
in a
comments
very quick
coming up.
manner. And obviously this is an unexpected expense for us. So more will be coming forward as we establish the budget and we have a better handle on it. So anyway, just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, good, sir.
I was approached by the city attorney, and he also wanted to talk about email that he had sent to us earlier today. Did you want to go into that during this time if you want?
I'm happy to if that's a desire to have part of that discussion now. So from the last council meeting, there was a request for me to look into what the code and statutory procedures are for suspension or removal of an appointed board member. You received an email from me on Friday with memorandum kind of outlining my analysis of that statute and kind of where we were with that process, and my ultimate recommendation that we not move forward, that the alleged grounds don't fit neatly within the statute. That being said, I did point out some other options that council had, and this was not a mutually exclusive list, right? But there was, if we wanted to seek additional clarification from the Florida Attorney General on the meaning of misfeasance and malfeasance within the statute, and to confirm whether or not those terms refer to conduct within the official duties and capacity of those appointed board members, we could do that. And then again, it is a inherent function of council to consider censure of whether it be of its members, and I think that extends to those that it appoints as its advisors, or other things. So you'll see as one of the blue sheet memos, the vice mayor had asked at least to draft a proposed resolution that may relate to seeking guidance from the Florida Attorney General. If that's the direction tonight, we can add it as agenda item 13. And again, if there's other questions on the memo or other discussion points on other options moving forward, happy to field those.
Okay.
So, with that in mind, and I put some thought into it, especially after talking to our city attorney, Mr. Conley, I'm trying to find basically a way for us to kind of move on basically from the subject. And I want to make sure that there's a good middle ground here, because some of the options are, okay, now it's going up to the state attorney's office. Another option is a city charter amendment, and it prolongs what's going on here. And I think that there's a middle ground that everyone can get behind and would move us kind of forward past this incident. So, and that would be a verbal censure, and I would make a motion to do so. And just to reiterate the facts of what happened here, we're talking about the Charlie Kirk Street naming of an individual who was a younger man who was shot and killed for his political beliefs. After that, I went down to talk to residents. We had a recess to kind of clear the room. Was talking to residents, and then Miss Midas approached me, didn't even know she was in the meeting, and 3 times said that I'm going to kill you to me. I tried to de-escalate, I tried to clarify, that was what was going on in that conversation. That being said, after it really kind of washed over and hit me during the meeting, I talked to the chief of police afterwards, filed a police report. Even after I left here, I went to the police station, filed a report. Now, that being said, there's been talk about the state attorney's office. I talked to our state attorney earlier. The way that things are nowadays, we're in a modern era. There are, at least that I can count, 4 witnesses plus myself to this incident.
No, I haven't spoke yet.
Being the norm for cases, that is why things don't move forward. It's not just based off what individuals say, because again, it's all about how things go in front of the jury. But he said clearly, the state attorney's office believes that this occurred. There are witnesses present today that are in the audience if there are any questions about the validity of that. But not only that, our police department, the Melbourne Police Department, did an investigation, and I think we have a good police department. And the conclusion of the report was, through my, Detective Moffat said, through my investigation, after speaking with eyewitnesses and the victim, I concluded Yvonne Midas threatened a public servant while attending a city council meeting, a violation of Florida State Statute 836.122A. I submitted a request for prosecution. So our own police department submitted a request for prosecution. Now, we're in a tough environment in this country right now. There's this individual, her name was Melissa Hartman. She was up in Minnesota. She was murdered in a political-based shooting. So was John Hoffman up in Minnesota. President Trump was shot in an attempted assassination twice. It's unfortunate that we're in this place, but we cannot normalize this behavior. By doing nothing, we normalize that it's okay to go and threaten somebody in the city of Melbourne. I'm sorry the environment's like this, but we cannot do that. So again, like I said, I believe the censure, it's a verbal censure, just a motion second. All those in favor say aye. That would, I think, be a middle ground. She'd be able to keep her boards. There's nothing going on there, but we just say we do not condone saying, I'm going to kill you multiple times as a member of boards in the city of Melbourne. So I'd like to
Somebody
make a
threatened
motion
to-
censure Ms. Midas.
Unalive him.
Okay, I'll second that motion for discussion. So you're saying to put an end to this, it would be basically a verbal censure?
A verbal censure,
Cause
it's
my,
inappropriate conduct.
right, cause my goal here is to, you know, build a bridge. Cause you know, Ms. Midas served the city for many years, you serve it now in your capacity, and I wanna make sure that we move on from here, and to ensure that we, you know, that we can continue to conduct city business. Cause I mean, you constantly get people here that just have their own agenda, that wanna just throw stuff out, and, you know, for whatever reasons. But again, I'd like to see, you know, us move forward for your sake and, you know, Ms. Midas' sake.
That
So-
bridge he wants to build will be federal money.
So that would be verbal censure, so
Mayor,
you go ahead, ma'am.
and I think you were just going to ask this, can I just have a clarification of what that verbal
Yeah,
censure is
I'm
and what it
still
means
making sure
to
that-
Yvonne and to this council?
I think the vice mayor made the motion, so it was my understanding he was effectively saying that effectively to the extent that conduct occurred, the city council doesn't condone that conduct. So, but I would ask the vice mayor to clarify the censure he's looking for as part of his motion.
That's it, yeah, it's just that this body just does not condone board members that are serving the city of Melbourne to say, I'm going to kill you multiple times. It would be about that particular incident, but there would be she would be removed from her boards, there's nothing else that kind of goes along with that, just a statement saying, in the city of Melbourne, we don't do political threats.
I have a really hard time with that. I've read the police report, and there was one of your witnesses that stated you were the one who said,
Can you clarify the air quote, please?
your witness?
Well, no, what's the
I
air
don't-
quote mean? I don't
That
understand.
needs a quote from
Okay,
one
okay,
of your
understood,
witnesses,
okay.
okay? Your witness said, in that report, you're kind of glossing over a lot of information here, that said you were the one who said, I feel like I'm being, when she was standing there, and you said, I feel like everybody wants to kill me. And she just kind of went, yeah, I want to kill you, as a joke.
And I can
And
clarify that completely.
I'm like going, no, you didn't.
Well, no, I can't right now.
You're the one who first said it.
No,
And that's
no,
what
I did
your
not say it
witness-
first, that's not true.
That's
He's
what
here, you
your
want to talk to
witness-
him?
I'm
Okay,
not,
all right,
it's
hey.
in the damn report.
Well, no, I understand
It's
that,
in
but
the
I'll
report,
Let
the
me
history
get
police
some
report
more.
is in there.
The family.
So that's a legal document.
It is, and the
And
other
that's
witness
what
said
he
she approached
said.
me and said that she said it first.
Well, I will say, if I can interject, I think we can all agree
This is getting good.
that any kind of behavior like that's unacceptable, for anybody to say that. I mean, regardless of who it is, and I'm just saying anybody. You know, my goal is to move forward from here and.
I just don't believe that she should be censored for any reason. She just repeated what he said, and now she's getting censored.
Well, it's the verbal censure, that's what he's indicating.
I don't agree with that.
Go ahead, ma'am.
And I think that's where I was asking for the clarification of
Yeah.
verbal censure, because to me, the word censure means, we're asking her to not say anything, like to keep her from saying, it's more for, you should have said that.
Right.
Yeah,
So I think the definition of censure is a little,
yeah, no, and to be clear, right, we're not talking about a censor, right, we're talking about a censure
okay.
as basically a form of verbal punishment or anything, right? It's council as a body deciding to say, we don't approve of something.
Right. Thank you for that clarification of it.
Okay, good, sir.
So Mayor, so listening in, so in a military background, so we had letters of, reprimand and letters of, where we would have our multiple stages and things like that. So I would have to say a couple things here. One is, I listened to what Councilwoman Henry just said, and I did read that also, and I was wondering if we was gonna get clarification on that. And then the other point that I would have to say is that when we're talking about the quorum has to go both ways, right? So If this is I don't know if this is the first time this has happened, it's new, it should not have happened, because language like that is just, I did not hear it myself, but decorum is important, right? And that's really the point of, I think, of what it is that we're trying to state. So, I don't know if censure is the right word, but if it is, something probably should be stated, but I'm glad to the fact that we have sort of de-escalated. We're not looking at board removal, we're not looking at, and that you, Vice Mayor, I also would want you to, and you sort of done that, you sort of come to grips to what has happened, and you putting out and say, hey, I want to move forward from this, but, something, if that's what happened, something needs to be stated.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you got something?
Just a quick question. Is there any potential chance that Yvonne makes a public apology and you publicly accept it?
I mean, if she wants to, she's not reached out to me, I'm more than happy to talk to her. If she wants to apologize, and I can do something like that. I'm absolutely interested in talking to her about that. But that's not, it's not happened yet at this time.
Because this is very public right now.
Of course.
I mean, it's gone across all media.
Yeah.
So if there's an opportunity
Sure.
for us to turn down the temperature, as
Sure.
you said, following your lead, I think that might be one thing that we could look at, if you're willing to look at it, Vice Mayor, if we're willing to look at it as council, and if Ms. Minus, of course, is willing to look at it. We say things in anger, a lot of times, I've experienced that in the past, and so oftentimes anger brings us to a point in our lives that we regret. Okay, so that's the only thing I want to say. Besides censorship.
Please take a second to hit the like button and share this video.
David, to bring this down, to take it off the boiling, and down to a center.
Yep.
That's my recommendation, that's my question, that's what I'd like to ask out loud.
And the last thing I'll say, I'm sure Ms. Minus would want to just put an end to this and move forward as well. So I'm going to support that for the fact that this puts an end to it. And the fact is, she keeps her board, she stays, and she continues to serve the city, and I'm hoping that we can sit down, during an event or something, during the holidays or something, and, maybe break bread with you and her and all of us, and move on, because I think we have to focus on the business of the city. Sure. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Newman brought up the police report, and it went up to the state attorneys. And in the state attorney's report states it's not enough evidence to prosecute or bring forward. I don't have the exact wording in front of me, Mr. Newman. I'm sorry.
I have it here for you.
But he just said it didn't rise to the occasion.
I addressed that. No, it wasn't a rise to the occasion.
So why are we doing this? We're just punishing somebody just to punish somebody? Just move on. Let's just drop it, move on, no censure, just move on.
Is it appropriate to say I'm going to kill you to somebody? In any case at all?
If somebody's joking, we always.
It was not a
say that.
joke. Our own police chief has had to tell her, I'm uncomfortable with how you talk about David Newman in public.
Okay.
Who said that?
Our police chief.
Okay, hey, we're gonna go ahead and move forward, so what we'll do, we'll have and again, I think we can just move forward with this, and, again, whether it's a verbal censure, and hopefully, this puts an end to it, we'll call tonight, and again, we continue to conduct business in the city of Melbourne, so, we have a motion second, all those in favor say.
Or what?
For just a
Verbal censure.
Just verbal.
I don't know if that's the right word.
Well, that's what, I'm only getting that from Mr. Conover.
Again, right, and this is where, right, the specific, I haven't proposed the specific language. As I understand the Vice Mayor's motion, it's a verbal censure to reprimand Ms. Minus and the city of Melbourne saying, we don't approve of this action, and we verbally reprimand Ms. Minus for having done it. That's my understanding of the motion.
So military, we had a letter of counseling, a letter of reprimand, censure would be equivalent to one of those?
There'd be no letters, there's no crazy process, it's just, it's just a, we verbally, just verbal. No letter in file.
No letter in the
It
file.
would be in the minutes of this meeting.
Well, right, but there would be, the alternative that he discussed was that there be a resolution or something that was written and all this, I don't wanna go through all that. It makes this process longer, drags this out. I just don't think, again, I'm trying to find that middle ground, the off ramp. She keeps the boards, we're not gonna go do any things that send it up or send it down, but then also, it at least acknowledges what it occurred and that you can't do something.
Well, we end it.
Yep, right.
So. And if Mr. Smith, if you got a different word, you got like to bring up, I mean, you and I.
Verbal counseling sounds fine to me, I don't know.
Well, I would assume you know very well, but this is below that.
Okay. All right,
Would you agree? I mean,
so verbal censure.
verbal censure, call it a day.
Call it a day.
We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay? Do a roll, I'm sorry, do a roll call.
Councilmember Bassett? Councilmember Hanley?
Nay.
Councilmember Kennedy? Councilmember Smith?
Nay.
Councilmember LaRusso? Vice Mayor Newman?
Aye.
Mayor Alfred?
And I vote aye, and that motion passes, that's over with. Okay, we're gonna move on to public comment.
Oh my God.
We have a handful. Real quick, I want to pass out to our council. As you know, I'm in civil litigation right now with, there's more pending litigation regarding a speaker, who's a paid, in my opinion, a paid agitator.
A paid agitator.
Now, and this is public.
In my opinion, you're a corrupt fool.
So I'm gonna go ahead and send this down.
A paid.
That's just for your copy later.
Actually, it's not my opinion. It's a fact. You're a corrupt criminal.
Again, that's public record. More than welcome to see that. So I'm gonna go ahead and send, at the advice of my attorney, I'm gonna step out of the room and give this to the vice mayor for public comment.
You're such a coward, man. He's such a coward. Look at him running. Oh my God.
Okay, I have a Mr. Mark Holshoe, followed by Gerald Parody.
What a coward.
Union City Council, Mark Holshoe, born and raised in Melbourne, Florida, back before O'Galley bailed out Melbourne. City Council, we still have a problem in our city of speeders and such, especially right here at U.S. at Wawa. They will come out of the store there and they just step on the gas. Nobody's enforcing it. I have not seen any police officer pull anybody over in that area. I have a surplus radar gun. I stood up at the old ice house and pointed towards that area and caught speeders doing well over 80 miles an hour just in that section going northbound on US 1. Also, City Council, we still have problems with e-bikes. They're not riding them like bicycles. They're not pedaling. They're using them just whatever ways they means to do, to how, and they don't care about traffic laws. They'll go right across you in stop signs, traffic lights, whatever. Somebody's gonna get hit. You need some sort of regulations. Other cities have done regulations. And what I understand, the legislature has something proposed for next meeting. So, that's all I have. I got a minute left. I do not delegate these minutes to no one.
Thank you, Mr. Holshoe. Mr. Gerald Parody, followed by Stephen Borkman.
Good evening. I'm coming here as a last resort. In front of my house since 21 months, I have a manhole for sewage open, which creates a lot of problems. It's a hazard for everyone. And we all know that Sarno Road is county. The problem is that I witnessed the fact that the vacuum from Melbourne broke that manhole by accident because there was 6 inches of grass over it. So they simply run over it, seeing the lines for the sewage, but nobody knew that there was a whole sewage line there. So I have 5 meetings with Melbourne and the county at the same time, and it's never been resolved. I understand it's the county, but the county said they didn't broke it, you did. So somebody has to have a decision, because every week I have 2 or 3 rats killed by my dogs and everything, and I don't think it's admissible. So I try to go see, like I said, many meetings with everybody, and it's never go anywhere.
So when you're saying meetings, you've met with staff already, you're saying? Or,
not the engineer, but the road and people, and the water collection and sewage people from Melbourne, and also from the county on site. And everybody's pointing finger, but it's an accident that Melbourne did, because it was impossible to know that there was a manhole, there was a line for the sewage line, but it was impossible to see that there was an old manhole.
Okay, because if we were able to get your information to the city manager and have her tip, would that be okay with you? If we were able to get,
Sorry, I mean, after 21 months, though, I
understand.
I'd like a solution, simple as that.
Sure, well, the solution, well, you're trying to get the manhole fixed, that's obviously the solution you're looking for, correct?
Is the cover?
So the cover of the manhole, correct?
No, it's the entire manhole.
The entire manhole is correct?
Yeah, it's completely shift and everything. It's a bit, the big truck, it's an old manhole.
Sure, right.
Is it, Sarno, you said it?
Yeah, if you see on Sarno where I'm building those houses, there is 3 cones, and they're there since 2 years almost. Okay, and those are the men, but the discussion is, it's not mine, it's yours, but who broke it? So this needs to be resolved in the form of work. I didn't want to come here to explain that, but
Sure, correct. No,
that's the only suggestion that I have.
No,
I just want to point another thing also. On the zoning department and community development, your, the status of those area for changing, okay, dated from 85 or 82 or something like that. It's 50 some years old. I've proposed to build a Victorian Queen Anne's house on Pineapple, a project of 1.2 million. I could not even get a variant or have an audition of that.
You gotta be friends with the mayor.
Revision to do on the zoning and community development.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right.
Take the mayor out to dinner.
Stephen Boardman, followed by Peter G.
Oh, listen to what he has to say. This is good.
I have already spoken to this council about how Chief David Gillespie illegally modified my complaint by changing the stated violations of law and department policy to conduct unbecoming to prevent an internal affairs investigation for which the Florida Department of Law Enforcement would have been notified. Chief Gillespie interfered twice in the investigation to protect his officers from accountability, including preventing internal affairs Lieutenant Shore from looking into the many discrepancies in the final report. Evidence was ignored by both Supervisor Grinwis and held aside from internal affairs. The chief signed off on the official disposition, stating that he had reviewed all the evidence and facts, which he had not. I was denied public records to include video evidence that would have proven Chief Gillespie's false charge of stalking his secretary, Colleen Warren. The video was then destroyed. Given the criminal treatment by the department, Chief Gillespie, and Mayor Alfrey, I chose to express my disgust against 3 cops who are illegally trespassing and loitering in a marked no trespassing area. With my First Amendment right of expression, I honked my horn and gave him a finger. In retaliation, I was run down, threatened with jail for resisting without violence, and charged with improper turn and illegal use of horn. Officer Colvin first stated the reason for the stop was speeding and then changed it to illegal use of horn after I protested the stop was retaliation. That shows Colvin lacked probable cause due to his failure to articulate a crime required by law. Just as in my first complaint, Takesha Ellery again refused various public records, including dash camera video from both cars, thus violating state law and policy. Though she refused public records, she repeatedly lied and gaslighted me about how she had already provided the records and wasn't going to resend them. When I spoke to Heddle Desai from Internal Affairs about Takesha Ellery's records violations, he said I should make a complaint or get a lawyer. Ellery flatly denied my right to discovery prior to trial, a right that cannot be denied under any circumstances. During trial, Officer Colvin perjured himself 3 times and was allowed to testify on discovery items, which I was denied and could not prepare a defense. Judge Atkins refused to let me ask questions, present evidence, testify, nor rebut Colvin's testimony. Judge Atkins refused to consider civil rights violations and the fact that the stop was illegally made in retaliation to satisfy Colvin's ego. Judge Atkins grossly stretched the words of the law and fabricated law to force a guilty verdict. I did appeal my case, but I was purposely given incorrect instructions on how to file the appeal by the court clerk. The Melbourne City Attorney then got it killed, not based on the fact of Officer Colvin's perjury, First and Fourth Amendment retaliations, falsified charges, threats, evidence tampering, violations of records law, and denial of discovery, but on the grounds of improper legal formatting and a lack of an expensive court transcript that he already had access to. The crime to the department remained hidden by the efforts of the city attorney acting on behalf of the Melbourne Police Department under the leadership of Chief David Gillespie. Only one question remains. What is this council going to do about Mayor Alfred, Chief Gillespie, and the corrupt Melbourne Police Department?
All right. Next up is Peter G., followed by Gary Solsky.
That's not a rhetorical question, Madam.
Good evening, council. My name is Peter. I live on Holland Street. I've been here several times before. Just in the last month, my neighbor said something to somebody. They came back and retaliated, you know, and he had to call the police. You know, he had kids in the yard, and I guess he thought they were in danger, and so he said something. Anyways, the police were there at the end of last month, and then the mailbox was taken out on 1401 Holland Street, 1448 on Holland Street, and 1437 on Holland Street in 3 weeks. People have been running over the mailboxes. And somebody told me it was a federal offense. I reached out, and the police said that they would send a couple guys, you know, to patrol periodically. And I'm just hoping that me being here can draw more attention to the problem before, there's really somebody really hurt. 2 houses down are disabled vets, and they won't even walk out on the street with their walkers. And we don't have a sidewalk in that neighborhood where I'm at. So, you're out in the street. That's about it. Any way you people could help me, I certainly would appreciate it. I'm sure the good people on Holland Street would appreciate your help too.
Thank you so much. The city manager's heard it, two places back there heard it, so thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Gary Solsky, followed by Rachel Rochelle Jolly.
Thank you for letting me speak. I've known Yvonne Minus for years, not just as a Melbourne government official, but as a true friend and a quiet force devoted to our community. At a time when politics often feels loud and divisive, Yvonne is one who rolls up her sleeves and gets to work. She brings people together without needing credit or applause. Yvonne has crossed party lines again and again, proving that meaningful solutions don't belong to any one political label. Yvonne has spent her years on council building real coalitions around shared values. She's delivered results by working closely with all of her colleagues, crafting policies that make Melbourne fair, more stable, and more compassionate. One of the clearest examples came in 2011 when she pushed forward a resolution creating affordable housing incentives. The goal was simple and deeply needed. Unlock tax credits for developers building low-income housing. This gave families who were one paycheck away from crisis a chance for stability. The council passed it unanimously, including support from Mayor Alfred. It was bipartisan partnership at its best, everyone stepping up to ensure that homeownership and safe housing weren't out of reach. Her efforts aren't flashy photo ops, they're carefully built systems that catch people before they fall through the cracks. Whether she's helping hurricane victims navigate rental relief or pushing for mental health hotlines in schools, Yvonne's work is grounded in the belief that no one in Melbourne should be left behind. At a time, she's brought her colleagues with her, finding common ground where others might expect division. One of the things I admire most is how she looks out for everyone. She fights for the single mom working 2 jobs, but she also understands the importance of economic development. She's supported efforts to streamline permitting for developers bringing tech jobs to the Space Coast. Efforts that have earned support from the mayor and other council members. She champions growth, equity, and equal measure, always searching for balance so prosperity reaches every corner of the community. To me, Yvonne isn't just a government official. She's the friend who reminds us what servant leadership
Yes, I'm going to
looks like.
speak. I'm going to speak soon. Stay tuned. Hit the like button.
And a deep sense of responsibility to the people of Melbourne. Our city is better because of her work, and I'm better for having her in my life. I want to thank Yvonne for leading with her heart. Melbourne's future is brighter because of you. Mayor and city council members, Yvonne is a good person. Let's not forget that. Thank you.
Ms. Jolly, followed by Kendra Thompson.
Hi, thank you for letting me speak tonight. My name is Rochelle Jolly. I don't live in the city of Melbourne, but I am a Brevard County resident and have been for over 20 years. I'd like to speak to the accusations from the city council member from the vice mayor concerning a close friend of mine, Yvonne Minus. I'd like to add my thoughts to Mr. Solsky. In a world where everything's very divisive and vitriol is very common, I would like to speak to what we can do to control that here in Brevard County through our politics. I'd like to verbally acknowledge that Mrs. Minus has been a mentor to me as I volunteered for many organizations here in Brevard County that support the hungry, educating children, and preventing gun violence.
Make sure to hit the like button and share this video anywhere you can. We're going to be speaking soon.
Seek the Lord as I am serving and to follow my heart. She's a sister to me in Christ, and she would never harm anyone. The fact that these allegations were hurled toward her says a lot more about the egotistical and narcissistic character of the person who made them than it does about her. People think they're very important. Yvonne has a servant's heart and has spent her life supporting those in need. And the fact that you have verbally censured her is completely inappropriate and unfair. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kendra Thompson. I'm a resident who believes in fairness, due process, and accuracy. Before I begin, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for all of those who lost their lives to gun violence. My heart is with every family. Thank you. I want to start by saying this. Everyone deserves to feel safe. If the vice mayor felt uncomfortable or threatened in any way, that feeling is valid and deserves acknowledgement. And I appreciate the vice mayor's willingness to move forward tonight.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Also requires full context. And former vice mayor
Don't worry, I'm going to be speaking soon. Stay tuned. Hit the like
this
button.
city for decades with commitment, compassion, and leadership. I was present at the September 24th council meeting. Because it was a recess, people were standing, talking, and moving around, and the room was transitioning. I did not hear any of the alleged remarks directly. What I do know is this: the people of Melbourne deserve a process that is rooted in truth, consistency, respect, and not confusion or division. And as a resident, we expect our leaders to uphold that standard for everyone in every situation. Thank you.
Followed by Long Island Audit.
Long Island Audit coming up.
Number one, will there be a public hearing for the complaints related to the mayor?
The city attorney said there wouldn't be.
It will
There
not?
would not be. There couldn't be.
For the mayor now,
For the mayor?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's no public hearing taking place.
at this time?
No.
Okay. Secondly, how many of you believe that DWIs are threats to our community? drinking uninfluenced alcohol.
We're not gonna do a question and answer. If you'd like though to continue with your speech.
How many of you believe that telling the citizen to meet you outside if he disagrees with you is not a threat to the citizen? How many of you believe that supporting a person who embraces racism, hatred, and violence is not a threat to our community? In brief, threats, racism, hatred, and violence are not in the best interest of our community. Let us embrace peace, respect, forgiveness, transparency, love, unity, and happiness with justice for all. Remember the Bible. If a person says he loves God and hates his friend, he is a liar. So I say to all of you, Ms. Miles now, Ms. Miles forever. Thank you.
Long Island Audit, followed by Godwin Davis.
Good evening. I'm thinking about getting a rental property out here, an Airbnb. I think saved me a lot in airfare. I've been to more council meetings in this last month than the mayor, and the mayor, who is one of the biggest cowards I've ever met in my entire life, left again. If he wants to leave because the paid agitator is speaking, that's fine, but he should listen to the rest of the Melbourne residents. I'm not a paid agitator. That's why he said, in his opinion, he's learned not to defame people because, like you say you got death threats, Vice Mayor, he said that I sent him death threats on his social media account on his Facebook page, and I'm currently suing him for defamation. That's the litigation he's talking about. But I think it's a little ridiculous that you guys spent 30 minutes talking about, something, he said, she said. I don't know if I believe you, Vice Mayor. I don't know. It's a he said, she said. She says that she was joking. She says she was joking. Whatever. But you spent 30 minutes, all of you, intently listening, debating, and talking. But you can't talk about anything that I've brought up, that I've uncovered. The mayor voted on a resolution and signed a resolution. This is not alleged. This is facts. I've presented you with the documents that gave $500,000 of federal money to Space Coast Habitat for Humanity. Space Coast Habitat for Humanity then went and gave the mayor, through his roofing company, Alfrey Roofing, almost $10,000. And Space Coast Habitat for Humanity has given the mayor over $50,000 in total that I can verify. Not of the federal money, but in general. When are you gonna actually acknowledge what's going on here and talk about it? You know, I feel, you know, again, you getting death threats or whatever, she said she was gonna kill you, whatever, he said, she said, irrelevant. The point is that you guys, that's your mayor, and none of you want to have a discussion about it. There's no motions to censor the mayor, right? You don't want to, you want to censure this woman, but you don't want to censor the mayor. You don't want to investigate it. The Melbourne PD is not doing anything. You just want to ignore it and act like it's not happening. It's ridiculous. And for the mayor to continually run away from these allegations, why isn't the mayor here addressing them? Saying he's lying, but he can call me a paid agitator when I have evidence of his corruption. He has used the Melbourne Police Department to intimidate his brother's widow and his daughter. He has done things that have been corrupt and has taken money from the federal government, and none of you, the city manager, none of you, the city attorney, none of you guys want to speak up about it and do anything about it. Why don't we have a little powwow and talk about that? Let's all debate on if your mayor is corrupt or not. I mean, would you vote on something? And then Larry Jarnes, you're a friend with him. I'm investigating it, so you're going to find out soon enough. But Larry Jarnes, the building developer, how many grants have you guys given him? Has mayor abstained from that too? Have you abstained from those votes? You're good friends with him, aren't you? You guys got to do better. Start fighting for justice for the people of Melbourne and for the people of America. Thank you. Of course, you don't want to talk about it. Right. I get it. Ridiculous.
Good evening. Thank you for this privilege. My name is Goldwyn Daniels. I'm a lifelong resident of Melbourne, Florida.
All right, guys, hold on.
I rose to just speak briefly for Yvonne bottom line is corporate
Good
support.
job. Okay.
I appreciate all the earlier comments on
What's
her
up, man?
behalf that was going forth. A lot of what was said is what I was going to say, so I won't be leaving the time for hearing.
Well, the mayor ran away like the coward that he is. That civil litigation he's talking about is because I filed a lawsuit against him in Brevard County, Florida, for defamation because he made a Facebook post that he's since removed saying that, he filed a motion to dismiss claiming he has immunity as the mayor. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that these city council members will continually talk about irrelevant, meaningless matters, or, I mean, maybe they're not meaningless, but they'll talk about trivial matters, but you don't want to talk about the mayor and his corruption. If you've been watching since the beginning, they spent 30 minutes talking about this alleged death threat to the vice mayor, and she denies it. One of the city council people, even in the police report, says that it's a he said, she said type of deal. And they spent 30 minutes talking about it to censure her. But I've been here for weeks, for months actually. I've been here for months. Not been here, I've been traveling back and forth to Melbourne, the city of Melbourne, for months to try and expose, not to try, to actually expose this mayor for his corruption. I have the checks. Go watch the videos. I have the checks, I have the invoices, I have the resolution, I have the meeting minutes, I have everything that proves that the mayor is corrupt and self-serving and engaged in official misconduct. And I know you're watching, Mayor, I get it. You're a coward, but you are a coward. At least listen to the residents here of Melbourne. At least listen to the people that you're supposed to serve as an elected official. But you won't, because you're a coward. You're so scared of me and what I have to say and my words. And then you change the rules that you have to be nice to city council members and the mayor. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. They hate free speech, especially free speech that exposes their tyranny and corruption. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have even proof. Maybe he didn't even work the job. I don't know. But the mayor owns a company called Alfrey Roofing. I have the check that's coming from the city of Melbourne to Space Coast Habitat for Humanity, and then the check going from Space Coast Habitat for Humanity to Alfrey Roofing. All from federal money. All from federal money that the mayor voted on. I have the vote. I have the resolution that he signed. But none of these city council men and women will do anything. They won't talk about it. They won't do anything about it. They're either cowards or they're complicit. They're either cowards or they're complicit in what's going on here. Because why not even talk about it? They're acting like they're acting like I don't exist. Like this evidence doesn't exist. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what's happening. They won't even talk about what's happening here. The corruption. And the mayor smiles when he sees me. He's been running from me for a long time. I'm sure he didn't believe that I was going to come today because it's Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously, it's the week of Thanksgiving. And I'd rather be other places. I'd rather be home with my family at this point. But this is my job. And I want to expose him. I flew all the way out here for the last over a month now. I've flown back and forth, rental cars, everything, just to expose this mayor. Wish he was a little bit closer, I do. But I cannot allow this to stand. Where's the law enforcement officers? Where is the state police? The sheriff's department? Wayne Ivey is good friends with the mayor, I'm told. Where are all these people that are supposed to uphold the law? I was removed unlawfully from this chamber, but yet none of these law enforcement officers right here, none of them will do anything. Will do anything to rein in the mayor. It's ridiculous. So, we're going to, guess what? He can call me, anyone, any of you all can call me paid agitator. I don't care. I know my mission. I'm confident in my mission. And this is what I was put on this earth to do, to expose corrupt government officials, and I will continue to do it. I appreciate all your love and support. Thank you so much for 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I can't even believe it. 4 years, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It is absolutely amazing. I want to do something special for my community to celebrate, so stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss any updates. I have a brand new audit coming this Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you don't miss it. I appreciate you guys, I really do. But let me know. I'm gonna edit this video. It's very long, and put it up again. Watch it again because it helps the algorithm. Watch it again when I repost it. Watch the shortened version so that way we can really understand and this can get out there to as many people as possible. Contact the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Tell them to do their job. I mean, I don't know what else I can do here. I gave them a complete corruption investigation on a silver platter. Anyways, guys, it's time for me to head back to New York, Long Island. I love you guys. Appreciate all your support. Hit the like button and share this video anywhere you can on social media. Thank you so much for all your support. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit.